All right, I'd like to introduce everybody to Jody. He is a good friend of the company. I've known Jody personally for 10 years, at least.
Yeah.
We've gone to SHOT Show several times.
Mm-hmm.
So Jody knows his way around the industry. So Jody, tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your occupation? I mean, you don't look like the average guy. Tactical or whatever. You definitely got a different thing going on. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm a businessman. I've been in business since I was 17. Started a couple of companies myself. I run two businesses for my family. So I manage anywhere from 150 to 200 people. I create a lot of connections. I'm a network builder. Manage people.
Yeah.
Help grow mindsets, shift behavior.
Yeah. So definitely, businessman, make things happen. Make people feel comfortable. Jody's salt of the earth. That's what we like to say.
Appreciate that.
Give you the shirt off his back, that kind of thing.
Same here.
But I definitely saw a shift in you a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So you'd have bags with you wherever we went,
right.
or why are you carrying a tourniquet in your back pocket kind of thing. So I think we term that as a prepper or a preparedness. Well, how would you identify yourself?
Well, I think there's two things. It's all mindset, right? There's two things that I go by. Number one is you are your own first responder. That's number one. Whatever we talk about, you can take that to the bank. Number two is nobody's coming to save you. And I don't mean to sound doom and gloom, but however, response times have increased for, our services out here. So I've trained in firearms, medical, a lot of other different areas. And so carrying a tourniquet, if I'm going to carry a personal defense weapon, I'm probably going to have the opportunity to use medical before I use my firearm. At least I hope so. I hope I don't have to pull my firearm out in defense or protection of someone. But I've seen people slip and fall, cut their leg, cut their arm, or a tourniquet or a compression gauze could come in handy really quickly.
Chainsaw, whatever.
Yeah, I was just at a chainsaw event. I moved out to the country. I'm a city boy that became a country boy. And I went to a chainsaw workshop. You're talking about scary.
How come I didn't get an invite to this?
Well, you were busy. This company's pretty busy. Y'all are really popular.
So the medical thing is interesting. I think that Jody's the first person I ever met that was into medical that wasn't in the medical industry. I always had a tourniquet, or always looking for combat gauze, that kind of stuff. I think you introduced me to the Israeli bandage, those kinds of things. Which is, as a father, you don't think about those things, but you need to be prepared. So I don't consider myself to be a prepper or whatever, but I think every person should be prepared for whatever scenario presents itself.
I agree, 100%. And, prepper has a negative connotation because there were these kind of crazy people on TV on History Channel or Discovery or whatever it was several years ago. That was really not practical, to be honest with you. Do you have insurance?
Of course.
Yeah, most of us do, right? The one thing I love about being prepped is I control that. It's my insurance. I don't have to call someone and wait for them to file a claim. So whether that's medical to take care of my family, personal defense, a little extra food. We all learned that toilet paper might be important in case something weird happens. So I think, the events that we've had this decade have woken people up, especially myself.
You told me something that kind of rang true. Like you were telling me that people call it prepping, and you said your grandfather called it.
Yeah, so Grandma called it Tuesday.
Yeah.
She grew a garden, she canned the vegetables, put them on the shelf.
Right.
She had a couple chickens in the backyard, had fresh eggs.
Yeah.
That wasn't prepping. That was just a normal Tuesday.
We both have chickens. And you can't buy eggs like that.
Not as good as our
and
you turned me on to a breed of chickens I love.
Sure.
Yeah,
The cross sex chickens.
Yeah,
they lay eggs like it's their job.
Amazing.
Which is their job.
I give them out to everybody. They love them.
Yeah, for sure. If you guys don't have chickens, that's something. That's an easy thing to look into. Yeah.
And if you live in a HOA, just call it an emotional support animal. It works.
Support chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So you touched on this a little bit, but when you aren't in uniform, when you're not working, when you're not running the businesses, what are you doing? What do you do for fun? What do you do for? I think a lot of your fun comes from learning. I think that whenever I'm talking to you or whatever we're texting, you're like, I'm heading to Tennessee or I'm heading somewhere for a training or something.
Well, I'm a lifelong learner. First, I'm a father, like yourself. About to be a teenager, so I'm gonna need some help with that.
I got some.
And everything. He's my purpose. My wife, my son. So that's why I want to be more prepared, so I can help them. But what I do outside of that, spending family time, is I do train because I love it. It's something that brings me joy. I like to go into industry events like SHOT Show, RAC Veteran, 88, SOE up in Camden, Tennessee, Special Operations Equipment, Self-Reliance Festival. Joel Salatin has events. Like, I love this stuff because I'm a lifelong learner, so I want to learn different skill sets.
Yeah. All right. I do remember this. I remember when I first started working with Premier Body Armor, I was talking to you about body armor.
Yeah.
And your biggest thing, and I thought this was really, really strange, is like you didn't know a lot about body armor, and that's what made you not want to buy body armor because it is kind of confusing. But now you're sold.
I got the plug.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, once we break it down, I think once we get the 07 standard, it's HG for handgun and RF for rifle instead of the level 2, 3, and 4. I think it's going to be much simpler for people. But now you got body armor in your bags. You got body armor. You got bag. Yeah, you got obviously. Yep. But you've also got plate carrier setups. So tell us a little bit about that. So first experience.
I will tell you my first experience. I'm a bigger guy, right? So I go to a gun show, and I think I need the big 11 by 14 plates, and they're steel. Get the carrier. And I put some stuff on it, and holy smokes, I couldn't even carry it.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right.
Like, it was so heavy. But I still thought, hey, I got this. I tried to train with it a little bit. I'm like, I'm dead. Yeah. Like, this is crazy. And then you and I connected with Frank and saw the original
the Duras.
The Duras. Man, and it was so cool how it was formed. It was light, it was thin, and it was rifle rated, and I was like, wow, this is cool. So I got one of those. That was kind of my first true quality body armor that I ever had, and then I've upgraded since. So
it would come so much further. Duras was revolutionary.
It was so far ahead of its time.
7 pounds for steel plate, which was significantly less than anything else that was out in the market. But now we're at 2.8.
It's crazy.
So the weight is huge, and that's something that people need to consider. If you need to wear body armor, you're going to be. You've worn in training. Yes. It's going to detract from your physical ability to react
to move.
To threat.
Yeah, you got to move. Yeah, they say ounces are pounds and pounds are pain.
Yeah. So
anything you can save, and with your quality armor.
Yeah. Yeah. Why is body armor important to you? You kind of talked about that a little bit.
One of the biggest things I love when you guys revolutionize the industry, and I'm not here to blow smoke, I'm just being honest, that's why we're here, is when you came out with the specific backpack panels. And the ability for me to have that in my son's backpack, just to make me feel a little better. I mean, he goes to a private Christian school, but we saw what happened in Nashville, unfortunately. And it's not fear. I know fear, a lot of people push fear. You guys push preparedness, and that's why we're sitting here talking. That's one of the most important things to me, is I know that I can put that in my family's hands, whether that's my wife's purse, my son's backpack, my everyday carry backpack, or sling bag.
It just makes sense.
Yeah.
That product, when it came about, it was designed for an off-duty police officer.
Right.
It's a kind of a funny story where he wanted us to cut. He asked if we had any leftover armor, and he wanted us to cut. They could cut and put it in his backpack for off-duty carry. And Frank was like, no. So he made a backpack insert, and then one thing led to another, and people wanted. Showed it to his friends, and his friends wanted it for their families, and it kind of grew.
I didn't know that story.
And my kids were at that age of going to school. As a father, I would do anything to protect my children.
Yes.
Physically shield them from. But once they leave your house, that's a way for me to be able to say, okay, guys, we're going to put this body armor in here. We're not going to talk about it, but I'm going to show you how to use it.
Right.
It gets small, and it's just an extension of my. It makes me feel better as a father.
Right.
I'm not going to stick it in there. We're going to talk about it.
Talk about what to do. Yeah.
And then we did the medical. Thank you for introducing me to that. The concept of it's the body armor is not going to be is not just it, right? When all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Right.
Having the tourniquet, having the combat gauze, all the different things, and it's not a hard concept, but and the boys, they really responded to it. It's not scary. They didn't get scared about it. It was, oh, it's cool. I got this in my bag.
Yeah.
Same
with my son. The first time he was 7 when I put it in there, his trauma kit, and I was like trying to show him how to use it. I said, but if anything ever happens, this is here. Someone may know how to use it.
Yeah.
Now he knows, but you're right. So that's cool how a need creates invention.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah.
And it's so frank too to not not just. Now I'm not going to take some old thing and give it to you.
I got to make it sweet.
I'll do it right,
Right.
And then that's where the Cordura came in. We wanted to wrap it in Cordura
cool.
because the first one was just ripstop, and ripstop actually rips.
Yeah.
So wrapping in the Cordura allows it to be in that backpack and doesn't,
Well, it speaks to the quality of you guys. A lot of people. I'll say this: another experience with body armor. If you go cheap, it doesn't work.
Yeah, cheap.
I'm just going to be
not
honest
good.
with you. It's
armor
not good.
I think we hit right in the middle.
You're not expensive. I'm just saying that your quality, it works. It's been pressure tested. So anyway.
I like to think of this as the Honda of body armor.
Oh, I think it's better than the Honda, but the Honda keeps
rolling. What I'm saying?
It's
solid.
Perfect price point, lasts a long time, and it's always there to work. So.
For sure. What myths about body armor can you debunk? Or do you know?
Kind of, I was just saying the cheap body armor, stay away from it.
The gun show body armor.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Anybody with a laser cutter, steel body armor.
Or the soft 3A armor, and it's that thick, and you're like, why?
Yeah.
Like
3A armor should.
I've learned so much, with you guys. So
that's a good one. We talked about 3A armor.
Yeah.
3A soft armor should not have foam in the back of it.
Correct.
So it should not. In order to be able to pass the NIJ standard, one of the tests is the back face deformation of 44 millimeters, and really inexpensive level 3 body armor can't do that, so they want to
add all that stuff.
Foam. So
right.
Foam is okay in a hard plate. Sometimes you need that with a rifle, but with soft body armor, that's a telltale sign that
something's
wrong.
Yeah.
So we always say squish it. Foam is for fuds.
Foam is for fuds. I like it.
Yeah.
No, that's one thing. You guys show all the tests. You send it out to independent testers and pressure test it. That's huge.
Yeah, definitely have to.
You don't find that with the gun show armor.
No. Okay. What's your favorite Premier body armor product?
Oh my gosh. Wow. There's a lot. I guess the backpack panel.
Yeah.
For me. That it's customizable. I have several different Vertex bags and other smaller like crossbody bags and stuff that I can put it in. That's a hard question. That's like asking who your favorite child is.
Yeah. You like the everyday
I like
armor
it all.
t-shirt too?
Oh, that is dope. Yeah, that is dope.
It's an easy one. Everybody loves that.
Because it's really concealable. Yeah. It compresses. I will. Yeah, it's another soft armor product. That's hard to say.
Well, the Vertex bags with the armor, super popular. Jody's going to be doing a whole series on different types of bags that are in the prepping community.
Right. Or, everyday carry,
everyday
prepping,
carry, the bug out bag,
get
the
home,
inch
bug
bag.
out.
I never heard about the inch bag before.
I'm never coming home.
Never coming home.
Yeah.
I'm never coming home.
Let's hope we get home.
So we're gonna do with different Vertex bags, and
Yep.
we're gonna have you load them out and teach everybody,
Right.
including myself, like what I
Yep.
should have in my car or what I need. And
Yeah. The good thing is it'll be very interactive because it's very specific. It can be, it's fluid, right?
Yeah.
Depend on where you're at, what the situation may be, but the basics kind of stick.
And you don't have to put everything. It's not like a recipe, right?
Right.
You don't have to put everything in it. You could take some things out.
And it changes. It can evolve over time, but based on where you're at. If I'm in Gastonia for the month, or I'm out in the country for a month,
Yeah,
it's
it
going to be
change.
totally
Yeah.
different, right?
If you could add a product to the current line that we don't
Oh,
already
man.
have, what would it be?
I would just like to see an expansion on more everyday carry medical options, because I really think that's important. Yeah, and your kit's amazing. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love the ratchet tourniquet. It has its pluses and minuses. So I think expanding that line could really hit every demographic. Like I own carry medical every day.
Yes.
So
The medical is that particular kit. We wanted one size fits all,
Yeah.
especially for school and those kind of
it's
things.
and it's
But they're
beautiful.
definitely it's an area that we're definitely going to be expanding more into.
Yeah.
We want to make sure the products are correct. We don't want nothing
100%.
nothing on the websites.
Yeah.
Everything's there for a purpose.
Yes.
Right? We're not just going to put something up there that hasn't been thought out, well thought
Yeah.
out. That's always something we're
That's
always
why I
looking
love.
for. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to step on you
You're
there.
good.
That's why I love working with you guys, because I know it's purposeful. It's not just to sell something.
Yeah.
It meets a need. You pressure tested it. That's what I love about it. The medical kit is amazing because it's easy to operate. The ratcheted tourniquet, you can put it in a child's hand, a mother. It's something not to be scared of. It's something that you should learn.
That bulletproof koozie is.
Oh, that is
Purpose-built.
When I saw Post Malone, that was pretty dope. I was like, yeah.
So the purpose of
I'm
that
a
one is
Posty
just
fan.
the purpose of that one is just to look cool and be,
Yeah.
be the only guy that has a
Yeah.
bulletproof koozie.
Oh, and I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, my koozie's bulletproof.
There you go. Okay, could you share any personal experience or stories where body armor played a crucial role in ensuring your personal safety, and the safety of others?
I haven't, thank goodness, I haven't been in situations that I was in dire distress where that came into play, but there have been situations where a family member that I've outfitted with something that could have been in a localized area where something was going on, and I was thinking, oh my God, I don't know. Luckily they were okay, but I knew that they're like my son.
Yeah.
His backpack had his armor. It also had his medical kit as well.
Sure.
So
It's a safety tool, the seatbelt in your car. You hope you
Yeah.
never have to use it, but you're glad that it's there.
yeah.
You'd rather have it and not need it than need it.
And it is like everything, like it's preparedness. Even though people get weirded out by that term, is your personal safety. Again, you are your own first responder, and no one's coming to save you. So if I have armor, if I have my personal concealed carry firearm or off body, which you have some great options for that, and I have my medical. I have a lot of the things that are life saving available to me.
500 pounds of rice.
Well, yeah, you put that somewhere else. We'll talk about that later.
All right. As an ambassador for a body armor company, what message do you want that you hope to convey? All right. So we're bringing you in.
Yeah.
So we see that need or feeling that need, but what do you hope to be able to convey to people?
Well, what I would like to convey is say that preparedness is not a dirty word. It doesn't have to be scary. It's just like having insurance, but this insurance you are in control of. You're writing your own ticket, right? And we're going to help you. So my goal is to help give you an idea. Your idea may be different. That's okay. We may vary a little bit, but we want to set some kind of standards to help you be better prepared. Whether that is a thunderstorm, lightning storm that knocked a tree down at your house, whether that's some kind of crazy pandemic that, shuts down the grocery store for a day or two, or there's a lot of fear out there with the EMPs and things like that. We don't have to be scared, we just need to be prepared.
I think you talked about this a little bit, but how did you get involved with Premier Body Armor? I think we both met Frank right around the same time.
Yeah, so it was really cool. We met Frank at SHOT Show.
We did.
In Vegas, and such a cool guy. And I really didn't know his story. I didn't even know at that time he was in Gastonia. I don't think. We met him at Media Day, I think it was.
It was freezing on the range.
Oh, yeah, it was
and
crazy.
Frank pulls out these hats that are at Premier Body Armor written on it, like at the body.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
I remember.
still have that.
I remember riding the bus because we stayed up too late the night before. We were sleeping on the bus on the way back to the hotel, but then we got to hang out with Frank later in the show, and I think his wife came in, and I was like, man, this guy's awesome.
And nobody meets Frank and thinks that I don't like that guy.
No, exactly.
He's that's a cool guy.
He's like your cool uncle, whatever. Like he's the man.
The world's most interesting man.
He's more handsome than that guy.
So the industry as a whole, right?
Yeah.
What do you see your role being in the industry?
Oh, in the industry. Well, again, I like to network people. So, I want to find good companies, good ideas, but I want it to go to the masses. Yeah. There's a lot of fear that's being sold, and a lot of people are going on Amazon and buying things that may not last or may not work, or they're going to the gun show like me and getting the big hunky steel armor, and when it's game time and you have to put that on, it's like, oh no. I just want to educate. I want to help mindset, because mindset's everything. Again, the fear of the unknown. If you change that mindset, it opens you up to learning.
I agree. I think that's interesting. Is when if you got somebody that's kind of coaching you, and that's buy once, cry once,
right,
kind of thing. I remember starting out getting into pocket knives or whatever, and you buy a $30 Gerber, which is fine for.
I have a story with that too.
Yeah, and then you start going into getting in, and then you end up with like Microtex or whatever.
Right.
And the same thing with firearms, and the same thing with body armor. You don't necessarily have to start, at the not necessarily the bottom, but getting good advice, good
advice is perfect.
Getting a good quality product right from the very beginning.
Well, it's like your parents. Your parents said, and you don't listen to them because you're young. They're like, son, I've been there and I've done it and I know, and you still make the same mistakes. But I think if we can connect and, like I said, help our mindset, it's not here to tell you you have to do this. It's here, let's think about this. Let's think about what can support your lifestyle, as well as being prepared. Because some people are like, I can't be a prepper because I live in a condo or whatever. I'm a professional person. Hey, I'm a professional guy too. I wear a sports coat most days. Keep it a little casual with the t-shirt, but I have my everyday carry firearm, tourniquet, a blowout kit, a knife, and a spare mag on me at all times. And you would never know it.
Nice. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Jody.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it.